Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to another episode of my weekly playlist series. We've made it to Friday again, which means it's time for me to share with you guys the games I've been playing during the week. I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the games, whether I think you guys should check them out or not. Of course, you guys know I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions on the games I share with you today. Maybe there's something you liked about them, or there's something you didn't like about them. I'd also like to hear about the games you guys are playing, as that gives me ideas of games to check out. And I do appreciate everybody each week who comments and shares the games they're playing with me. You guys have got me interested in a lot of games. And if you guys have a recommendation on a game or a series or something you think I should play, let me know. I'm always looking for suggestions of new games to check out, especially games that I might have missed from the past. And I play games from Atari 2600 all the way up to current 9th gen on my Xbox Series X. Now this week I only have one game to share with you guys, and it's a new one that I just started this week. I actually stopped playing Mars Warlogs, even though I want to play that and beat it. I do plan to start it up again here next week. But my time has really been taken up a lot by playing Elden Ring, as I've been playing that game almost every day. I've got like 80 hours in that game already. I've only owned it for like a month now, and I've just been putting in a lot of time in that, and I actually decided to finally put that game aside, as I want to start doing some other games. That one's been eating up a lot of my time, and so I have one more game that I'm going to share with you guys I actually started playing with. I'm not going to really show anything about Elden Ring, as I've already talked about that for a couple of weeks, but that game has just been keeping me crazy busy, and it's like, okay, it's time to put it down. You know, I've been addicted to playing it. It's like, I love the game, but it's keeping me from playing other games, so I decided to start a new one here, and it is for Xbox Series X, Xbox One, also on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the PC, and that is Far Cry 6. Really cool game in the Far Cry series, so let's take a look at Far Cry 6.
Press A button to start.
Alright guys, today we're taking a look at Far Cry 6. I was given this game by my brother as a gift last year. He just said he played it for a while, but just really didn't enjoy it much, so he wanted to pass it along to me to see how I would like it. And I just have not had any time to check it out, as I've been busy with other games. And I'm actually really glad that I waited to play this, as now that I have an Xbox Series X, I can actually play the best version of the game on 9th gen hardware, and the game really shines with the graphics and the performance on my Xbox Series X console, so I'm really glad that I waited to start this game. I've played it about 2 hours this week so far, about 7% of the story completed. There's still all kinds of side stuff, things to do. Really fun game. You play as Danny Rojas, and you're trying to liberate your country of Yara, which I'm going to start a new game real quick just so you guys can see the intro and get a little bit info about what the story's about. And you can play it easy, like an easy, normal, or hard mode. Of course, if you play in the harder difficulty, the enemies are going to be much more difficult, do more damage, you have less ammo and resources, so it's really up to you with your own skill level what you would start off with. I always like to play these games on normal, so that's what I always chose. So this is a fictional country of Yara, which is basically kind of like a Caribbean or a Cuba type of area, but it's a completely fictional country, as they always seem to do in these Far Cry games. Yara is an island in the heart of the Caribbean. In 1967, a guerrilla revolution led to crippling blockade. Frozen in time for 47 years, the island collapsed into poverty until a new leader was elected with a cure to rebuild paradise, El Presidente of Yara, Anton Castillo.
My true Yarans, I stand before you armed with truth. For too long, our country was stolen by politicians. But you elected a vision, a cure, a road to paradise. Viviro, created by our own brilliant scientists. The most effective treatment for cancer the world has ever seen. Grown within our precious tobacco. Modified with the purest fertilizer, Viviro is the key to rebuild paradise. But our paradise comes at a cost. This our enemies will never understand. Yara did not elect me to do what's easy, but to do what's right. And so, with renewed focus, I must extend the draft to paradise. True Yarans from across our island, chosen to produce enough Viviro to heal the world and save our country. These lucky Yarans will be chosen by random lottery.
Even my own son Diego will be drafted tomorrow.
Hey, Danny.
And like a true Yaran, he
Turn that shit off.
with a smile on his face.
Precisamente. Exactly what Castillo wants.
Enough politics, Rita.
You think the draft is only taking true Yarans? It's the outcasts, the poor, orphans like us. He's bringing slavery back from the dead. In Yara, you can't run from this.
Hang on. You ditched us. Ran out to the jungle with a bunch of guerrillas.
Libertad.
Now you're back here to recruit for Clara Garcia's local crusade? Come on, this is our big goodbye. Danny, fucking say something.
And so right here you get to choose. You can be either, you play as Danny Rojas, but you can either be a male or female. So you get to choose which one you want to be. So now let me pause this real quick, guys, and then we'll go into the game that I've already started. Alright, now we can start my actual game. Also, what's really cool is that this has all the DLC, as I was actually able to get the Game of the Year Ultimate Upgrade version for like 20 bucks. It was on clearance this week. It was reduced down from, I don't remember what, 100 bucks or whatever it was. But I was able to get all the DLC, so I have the Lost Between Worlds DLC to play through after I beat the main story. And then I also have these 3 add-on packs to play through as the different characters in their mind from Far Cry 3, 4, and 5. So it's really cool. And there's other stuff that you have in the game. So I really like that I have all the stuff in this game. So let's get started. And man, dude, the graphics look just absolutely beautiful on my 4K TV here on the Xbox Series X. Look at the vegetation. Just amazing how realistic the grass looks. The trees, the foliage, the water, the draw distance, the clouds. Like, they did an amazing job here with the graphics. They always do a really good job in the Far Cry games. Character models are pretty damn good too.
So, Juan, why do you trust me with all your creations? You barely know me, Aseri.
An instrument crafted by a master must be played by a virtuoso. I have seen the way you play, Danny. You're like Stravinsky on Adderall. You have a gift.
Gracias. But I would rather have a gift for escaping this island.
And they also did a really good job with the voice acting as well.
Oh no, that's a big rock.
And you have your typical, you know, Far Cry game where you're trying to liberate this area and go on missions and stuff from a dictator, and you have a variety of weapons and stuff you can choose from. Typical Far Cry game. I really liked it. I've been having fun with it so far. I know there was a lot of hate about this game, but some people were kind of split. Some liked it, some thought it was kind of shallow like previous games, but so far I am really, really enjoying it. I do love the RPG elements that are in the Far Cry games that are in this one as well. Huge variety of weapons, which there's also some secret ones you can unlock. Show you guys a little menu here. So this is the starting island area that you wind up on, which you have to liberate this area, but then I can show you guys the main is all the way here in these different areas of the main sections. As you can see, it's a pretty big map. And you can zoom in further then to see how the different areas are broke up into different sections, and there's different parts of the story and stuff that you can complete, and where they recommend like what level you should be at for how tough the enemies are in that specific area. I really did enjoy the opening mission that you start at the beginning of the game. I thought it was done really well. It was a real high point for me. And different areas here, like in the red and stuff, where the enemies like control and that you can take out and liberate for the gorillas. Have your different arsenal where you can get your different weapons. You can choose, you can upgrade, so you can unlock ones. Like here's one of the unique pistols I unlocked early in the game, which is really cool. Have different stats and stuff. Obviously there's different ones that are better than others, so there are some unique ones you can get there. You have these special weapons you can unlock, which is cool. And then of course you have your different gear that I have found just throughout the world. I actually got a new matching set, and I like that it's a baseball helmet, and so you can see that like his armor is, especially early on in the game, is just kind of stuff they scavenge and put together, because you don't have the support of a big military. You're just a guerrilla. You have a small group of people, and so you have to scavenge what you have to make your character stronger, which is cool. I also love these amigos, where you can unlock these different animal companions, which you get a really cool crocodile guapo here. So he has a cool little jacket on there, and you can tell him to attack enemies and rip people apart, and it's really violent and bloody and gory. There's also a dog, and then there's I think this one's like a bird. This is like maybe another dog or something. So there's some other animal buddies, amigos you can unlock. Then you have your inventory, because this has a great crafting system. You can craft different stuff like other ones. And then of course you have your collection pieces, where you have 143 hidden treasures. You have different songs to unlock. You have roosters to collect. And then you also have these. And then you got your stuff there. Then you have your journal, which keeps track of all your missions and stuff. And then your overall map. So, let's go explore here and kill a few dudes and show you how violent stuff is. Especially with the, you have a machete weapon. You can do the stealth attacks and just like absolutely devastate enemies. I really do like the graphics though too. Just amazing in 4K. On these 9th gen powerhouses, man, do they make the games look amazing. And you can do stuff stealth, or you can do things guns blazing. It's really up to you. I also love this weapon wheel. You can holster your weapon, as you don't want to just have random weapons out. You have a variety of vehicles and stuff that you can ride on. Horses, there's tractors, there's cars. I know there's tanks, helicopters, all kinds of different vehicles. And so here's one of those checkpoints where the enemy soldiers are at. And there's a dude up there with a sniper rifle. They have dogs sometimes with them. So anything when you see a red area on there, it means that that's where one of the soldiers is at. And there are sometimes restricted areas where if you go there and they see you, they'll shoot you on sight. If you're just exploring out and about and they run into you, as long as you have your gun out, they aren't going to bother you.
How many of our countrymen will be forced to vote with the gun of a guerrilla pointed at their head? How can you be expected to vote?
I want to show you guys one of the takedowns here.
What I'm supposed
See, pretty damn violent, and I love it. It's awesome. And then you can also hide bodies too. Sometimes if you're in an area, you don't want them to spot it, because if they spot this body, you know, they might start exploring and like trying to figure out like, hey, there's somebody here, what's going on? So sometimes it'll pay, like if you're in an area, to you can hide the body from other enemies, which in this area you don't really need to worry about it, but when you're in certain areas and you're trying to do stuff stealth, you might want to hide those bodies.
People of Yara, an announcement from El Presidente Castillo.
Let's take down another one real quick.
open for lenience. Lenience. For doing all this
Oh, just super violent and bloody. And I love it. And like I said, you could actually have I could have my alligator Guapo here take one out if I wanted to. And then let's get into a gunfight up here. So if you guys like Far Cry games and you've not played Far Cry 6 yet, or you're on the fence about it, I think it's really awesome so far. Really well done game. I'm enjoying the story too. I love the setting, and it's just fun. If you like the other Far Cry games, trust me, you're going to enjoy this one, and I definitely would recommend it as well. You also have different kinds of weapons and stuff, like you can have one that does ammo for like soft targets, but you can also do ones that can do for armor piercing bullets, because some of these guys wear armor and stuff. So let's see if I can get him to take that guy out.
What was that?
And sometimes your companions can get knocked down, so you can actually revive them. And if you're with other characters and you get knocked down, they can actually revive you. You can also play this game co-op too, which is cool. So I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of the game. You can customize your weapons, put different attachments and stuff on them. You can customize your character, and you have all kinds of different vehicles to choose from, weapons and stuff, and you have different ways you can tackle different missions and stuff. Do you go in stealth, or you go in guns blazing and just take them out, or do you take them out in stealth and go through the story? You have collectibles and stuff. So it's definitely a game that I see will keep me busy for many, many hours. But I just wanted to give you guys a little look at Far Cry 6, and I've been having a blast playing it this week so far. Hope you guys enjoyed that look at Far Cry 6. I'm having an absolute blast with this game. I played it some more since I filmed that gameplay clip earlier in the week. Really awesome game. It was a really great gift to get from my brother, and I'm really having a blast with it. I was able to get the Ultimate Edition upgrade that came with all the DLC. So I would recommend that if this is a game you like, to definitely look at picking it up now, as they still have that sale going on. I think it's another few days, and you can get it discounted, and you get all the extra content stuff on it. Really love it. I really wish there would have been a nice strategy guide that was made for this. I know there's like an unofficial one that my buddy Dean has, but I'm going to have to ask him how good that strategy guide is. I love having strategy guides for these kind of games to go into depth and detail for the missions and the collectibles and stuff. So I really would have loved to have had one, but unfortunately we're in that day and age now where strategy guides are pretty rare to come out. But either way, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I love the setting, I like the characters, the voice acting, the music, the graphics, just everything about this game is done really well. Like I said, I'd mentioned in that gameplay clip, there was some kind of hate on it. Some people didn't like the story as much as previous games. Other people loved it. So it's one of those games that if you guys like Far Cry games, you know, they always have kind of ludicrous stories of, you know, you're on the guerrilla side, or rebel side, or whatever, and you find an evil dictator, and you gotta kill the different enemies and fight your way to eventually overthrowing them. You know, it's typical in Far Cry games, the stories. They didn't really change the wheel, you didn't change the formula of their previous Far Cry games, but they did a really good job, and it looks amazing on the Xbox Series X. I'm sure it looks just as good on the PlayStation 5 as well. These 9th gen consoles are just absolutely amazing with the graphics we're going to get, and I can't wait to see what future games are. If you guys have played Far Cry 6, let me know your guys' thoughts on it. Of course, I would like to hear about the games you guys are playing, and if you guys have a suggestion on a game you think I should check out, let me know. I'm always looking for new suggestions on games to play. I own a wide variety of consoles. I love a wide variety of genres. I don't stick to just one. So if you guys do have a suggestion, let me know. I'm always looking for good suggestions for some new good games to play. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.